implementation of map designer. Then coming to integration flow designer. The use of this integration flow designer is we can create the message flows. That means we can embed, we can link multiple maps. Like we'll put one map, that map will create one output and it will put in some directory. From that directory, the second map will automatically pick that message and it will process. Then maybe like a flow of maps, we'll put in a flow of maps and we'll link all those maps. That is one functionality. And the second one is to deploy the maps. Suppose you using map designer, you completed your source code development and you tested in the desktop. After that, you have to move that code to production server or testing development server, right? For runtime environment.
Okay.
So to move the executable map, whatever in the document, we will call it as exe. Here we use the integration flow designer. Using flow designer, we can deploy our executable code binary file to server, target server.
Okay. So once it's deployed, it's final, right?
Yes. So that is the one use. Using integration flow designer, we can deploy the maps. Okay. The other use is when that exe has to be, suppose if we take the small application like any application .exe is there, it has to run automatically. So to schedule that executable runtime in automatically, there will be two types of triggers. One is event trigger and the second one is source trigger. You know, something if we click the button, something should happen, right?
Okay.
.NET is, if you take any example, OK button, something should happen in the background.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Similarly, here there are two types of map running environment automatically. One is whenever the file comes to some directory, whatever might be, it might be database, something insertion happened or some update happened. If we take to file adapter, something whenever the file comes to some directory, the map has to pick that file and process it. So that is called event trigger, source event. That is called source event. Source means input side. So something happened. That means whenever the file comes, the map has to execute automatically and create the output file. So that is the one use. That is the second use. The first use is to deploy the map. Second use is to configure the events. So the events might be two types. One is source event. The second one is timer event. Source event is nothing but whenever the file got triggered, the map has to get run. The second one is time triggered. So you clear, right? What is meant source?
Yes.
So
yes.
The next one is time event means we will do some configuration like based on the time. Like every day it has to run at some particular time, 9 o'clock or 12 o'clock. Every day some particular time, or weekly once like every Monday, or every once in a month, or once in a year. We can do those configuration kind of things in the integration flow designer. So the first use is to deploy the map to server, and second one is to do all these configurations like source event or timer event.
Yeah, then one question I have, like, then it's a shell script or it's a server which is doing that? Whether this integration flow designer will be in the production server?
No, it's basically the tool, and it will UI will do just and we will create again we'll call it as MSL, that is Mercator System Launcher file. Basically again we will deploy the binary MSL and maps. It is executable kind of thing.
So then time trigger configuration where it is done? MSL?
Yes, correct. MSL. That is binary. You can't read that. It will be in binary format. In the UI, integration flow, all these whatever I am talking, type designer, map designer, all these are the UIs. Using UI, you will do the mapping, whatever the type creation, map creation, integration flow, some configurations, and for everything we will create some component. Using type we'll create the .mtt. It's nothing but Mercator type extension. I am talking about extensions. And using map designer, we will create the MMS, Mercator map source. Why everything Mercator means? The previously before IBM, Mercator was initial company was handling this WTX tool. Data state. So that's still IBM is also following the same naming convention. So when using integration flow designer, we'll create the file MSL, Mercator System Launcher file. So that
Mm-hmm.
launcher file will be having all these events, source event or timer event. We will deploy this MSL to server along with the map.
Okay. MSL you deployed as server.
Along,
Okay, these are all development tool, right? That these are not server to in
yeah,
the production it won't be.
all these are the development tools only.
Okay,
We,
no production
no, no, no.
like okay,
What
got
we
it.
call it as the server side. I mean, the real time situation. We'll call it as the. I mean, the real time server. We call launchers.
Okay,
Launcher
launcher.
where the maps will run.
Oh, that is server, right? Launcher is a server.
That is server launcher.
Okay, that is a dot MSL or it's a launcher is MSL.
No, server. In the server, just it will be. I mean, it's like the server might be in Unix or Linux. Most of the customers will use the Linux or Unix.
Okay, yeah,
We
got it.
install the WTX component there in the server. It
Uh,
will be having again paths like I mean OPT slash WTX something. In the
so that
path they will install the
so
WTX.
sorry. So the Linux is doing that. If it is Linux, that Linux
Yes,
machine is doing that.
yes, yes. In the server they'll
Okay.
just install the WTX
Okay.
runtime server.
Oh, runtime server. Okay, got it. Okay.
So then the next component is database interface designer.
Mm-hmm.
By the naming itself, it is I mean interface between database and the map. So basically to interact with the database. In real-time situations, most of the projects should interact with database. Either it has to fetch data from database or it has to insert or update the database to data. I mean insert the data into database. So
Okay.
in order to interact with the database, we're going to use the database interface designer. Using this database interface designer, we will create the MDQ file. It's nothing but Mercator database query file. Intent this MDQ file will be used by map because map is the main component in WTX where we will do the transformation messages one format to another format, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by
Yes.
doing the mapping rules, we have to use this MDQ file. Suppose if we have to get the data from some table, we'll use this
Mm-hmm.
MDQ file along with the query using some
Okay.
functions, already built-in functions WTX
Mm-hmm.
built-in functions will get the data from database. For that purpose, we have to use we'll create the MDQ file first using database interface. Okay, clear?
Okay. Yeah. Clear.
Last component is it's resource history. In real-time situations, most of we won't create from scratch resource history. First, I'll tell what is meant by this resource history. Using this resource history, we'll create some variables. Resource history, we'll call it as resource history variables. What is the use of this resource history variable means? Suppose take simple example. You developed the map. That map is in one of the field. It is fetching the data from database server. Okay, so
Okay.
we will use the database username and password in order to connect to the database.
Mm-hmm.
So you have done the coding using the DB type, username, so and so, password, so and so.
Okay.
Once the testing is completed in the UAT or development server, you have to promote the code to production. But
Okay.
most of the times, the database settings will be different from UAT to production, right? Either it may be username, password change, or IP change, something. It will surely will get changed. Almost every customer will use different server production and UAT. So at that point of time, instead of again open the map and doing the hotcode changes like changing the username, password, everything, now we will use the resource history variable. We'll use something like db name and db username, that is a variable. Db password, that is a variable. We will define the variable and corresponding value in the resource history file. So it's
Okay.
basically a variable will be having different names from one server to other server.
Okay.
We are doing the hard code, we'll use the variables. That variable will be having different values from server to server. So whenever you want to move the server from one server to another server, you no need to again open the map and doing the code changes. That is not acceptable in the real-time environment, because once the testing is done, you have to move the code as it is from one server to another server. You
Okay.
didn't do the any code change. That's why we will use the resource UGT variable, so that the map will resolve that variable values during the runtime environment in the server.
Okay.
Using this resource UGT, will create file as MRN file, marketed resource name file. It will be having variable and corresponding values.
Okay.
Okay, it's clear.
So this, yeah, this will be placed in the production server somewhere.
Yeah, every server, like development server, will be having one MRN file, and even whatever the runtime environment, there will be one file, this MRN file, marketed. It will
Okay.
be
Okay.
having variable name and corresponding value to that server.
Okay. This is a part of map, like the.
No, it's not part of the map. It's not part of the map.
Oh, is it part of project or MSL? I don't know.
Part
Yeah.
of the, I mean, it's part of the entire launcher server.
Oh, launcher. Okay. The server configuration. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Got you. Okay.
configuration. If the Navigator launcher starts, there will be initialization file, .ini file. That ini file will be having the format MRC, Mercator Resource Configuration.
Mm-hmm.
So it will automatically point to that file. So that file will be having MRC file will be having again path to MRN file. That MRN file will be having variable name and corresponding values. In the map, just we will use the variable name. That variable name will start with percentile, and then variable, and then end with percentile. So the whenever map across this percentile something name and something percentile again, and between two percentage, it will go and check the MRN file to fetch the value.
Okay. Okay.
It will
Okay.
resolve the corresponding value.
Okay. There's a environment related variables that means, right? Something. Server related.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
So these are the five components in the WTX. Only the WTX, if
Yeah.
you open the WTX, you have already installed in your system WTX.
No.
Okay, okay. You want the software?
Uh, yeah, it's fine if you do me. Like it is any like I can I ask you like what's the training cost? Is it 15?
No, I know. You have to talk with Anand. Just I'm going. I think generally he charges 20,000, 15. It depends on the student. I don't.
How much?
He will charge, I think, 15 to 20. What he told Anand?
I think I told to talk to you. I think I don't know.
No, no, no.
Yeah, maybe the timings part. I think maybe.
I think he will talk. The charges.
Okay.
But he is going to. I'm just going to give the sessions.
Okay. So you will be telling me about the message format and all, right? Conversion, how
Yes.
input and output cut.
Yeah, I'll do entire thing from start to
Okay.
entire thing in WTX. I'll tell you.
Okay. The project also real time project or something.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So,
The soft copy also you will provide, right?
pardon?
Soft copy.
Yes, yes, I'll provide soft copy, and even I'm having some PDFs, lab exercises, IBM WTX lab exercises. I'll give those exercises also. You can start doing that.
Like format EDI format all you will be covering or like flat file you told, right? Flat file XML.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Input. Okay, fine. With software you charge. Okay, I need to ask him, right? Okay, fine.
Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, it's like a double text demo. Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
can.
So, if you see here,
Yeah.
this is the IBM WebSphere transformation 8.4, 32-bit
Uh
variant.
huh.
If
Okay. Okay.
this is information center, this is also information center. I think this is online library.
Uh huh.
Help. It's kind of help. Okay, this is online library. This is also help. If you see
Uh huh.
the main design studio.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
You see here, there are 5 components: database interface designer, design story is nothing but map designer,
Okay.
and integration pro designer, resource registry, and type tree maker. These are the
Oh, you can create a type tree for type tree maker.
using type tree maker. We'll create the type trees.
Okay.
Using
So you will
we'll
be,
create the mappings.
you, uh-huh. You will create a type tree for this formats.
Yes, I'll show you how to create the type tree. I'll show you everything how to create the map and integration pro designer
So
do the configuration.
so extra also you will show me
Yes,
extra.
yes, I'll show.
Okay.
I'll show one sample. Okay.
So even external and edifact, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Um,
I'll show.
Uh, yeah, and one more thing, like how long the class will be like?
It will
Will be
cover all this. It will take 25 hours to 20,
okay.
25 to 30.
30. Then like you will take in Saturday, Sunday, like
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday.
your wish. Whenever you want.
So within how many, like within 2 weeks you can finish it?
Yes, we can. If you are able to grasp your daily 2 3 hours, you can complete it. I think
Daily two,
3 hours is too long. I think 2 hours is fine, right?
no, like Saturday, Sunday I can take long.
Yeah, Saturday Sunday is fine. You can.
Yeah, the daily 2 hours means like
Two,
maybe 1 hour or something.
no, 1 hour is also fine.
But yeah, because like when I come from job, it's like
No, from
either
what time to what time daily?
more. You tell me like morning or evening,
Morning
like
I will be available.
morning, early morning.
Yes, yes, yes. Because night time I
Yeah,
will be only 10:30, 9:30 it will come.
then it's fine. Early morning when you can take
I'll
time.
come between 7 to 9 anytime.
I it's fine. 7 to 9, right? Okay, it's fine.
I mean 7 to 9 is 2 hours. So 7 to 8 or 8 to 9 or 7:30 to 8:30. Which time you tell me? Or if you want, based on you, you can directly call me in morning. You can tell some.
We can make a fixed timing. Then it's fine, right?
So
Then you for you and
7:30 is fine.
7 is fine for me.
7 to 8.
Yeah, 7 to 8
Okay.
or 8:30 something.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
And Saturday, Sunday, how long you can take? So 5 6 hours?
Yeah, I can take.
Yeah, then it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Regarding amount and all, you can talk with Ananda directly.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I will talk.
So it's fine. So it will be having all these components. We have seen where will be WTX, what and all the components we talked today. Just in of demo, or we want to continue.
Sorry?
You want to start? I mean, continue today or
Uh, yeah.
okay?
You could continue for how many hours? Like, you need to take some more?
Yeah, that's. Are you ready to take one? I mean, the next half an hour, or is it fine? We can start tomorrow or
You
tomorrow.
will start immediately. Tomorrow onwards, right?
Tomorrow I won't be available morning. Tomorrow I'm going out. I will be available.
Then we can continue from Monday on.
Oh, yes, yes. I can.
Monday morning onwards is fine, right?
7:30.
Sorry?
So,
7?
7. Sorry, Monday morning 7.
7, 7, right? It's we can fix that timing, right?
So
7.
I'll send you the invite.
And like Saturday, when you can take?
Saturday, you tell me. Saturday it depends again. Mostly I can take mornings and evenings. No, morning times only I'll take.
Morning, what time? Like 7 to.
Suppose if I'm not going to next week, I will be available. Next 2 weeks, I think I will be available only. If I go for native, I won't be available. Maybe
Okay.
2 weeks I will be available.
Uh, so then that time we can take more, right?
Yes,
Saturdays.
yes, yes,
Okay. So within 2 weeks it will cover, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, 30 hours. Yeah, fine. So initially, this section start, that time you will give the training material, or after the, like, how middle of that?
I'll give whenever today. I mean, like Monday, I can give the introduction, and then I'll give material for type 3. Like whenever we complete half of the session, then I'll complete. I will be providing parts, or I can.
With the labs.
Yes, yes. Like parts of.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can take continue.
Okay. Okay. You are able to see my the screen, right?
Yeah.
So it's like IBM WTX is a powerful transaction data integration solution that automates transformation. It's basically whatever we talked about previously. It will be very
Yeah.
powerful, transaction oriented. It will do the transform. We without manual intervention, we'll do the transaction, and it will provide. It supports all kind of message formats: EDI, XML, Swift, and it will be interact with the database and everything. That's what this slide will talk about. Then we already covered this what and all the component. So Design Studio. Within Design Studio, we can create both maps and type keys, and we have separately type tree makers, then integration flow designer, then database interface designer, and resource history. Then coming to type designer, as I already told, using the type tree designer or type tree maker will create the type tree. So the type tree is nothing but to define the structure of the message format. So so the message structure might be either at input side or output side. So in WTX terminologies, we'll call it as source, and I mean it's not like it's not like WTX perspective. Source means input side, target means target and output side,
Okay. That
and
input and output, right?
input and output. And
Okay.
while doing the type tree creation, we can do more extra conditional checks and restriction lists. So it's nothing but restriction list is nothing but, suppose if we have created one field, we can add the restrictions saying that the values for this field should be only belongs to either something like it should be either ABC or XYZ or DEF something. We can add the restriction saying that this field should accept only these values. Suppose if it is number, we can say that this number should come between 1 to 9 or 1000 to 10,000. Some restrictions we can define while creating the type tree, and we can write some component rules saying that something if field, suppose if this field is there, the next field something, the next field should occur. We can do extra validation checks, restriction list, and all in the type tree. Apart from basic message structure, we can add the restrictions, conditional checks, etc., etc. Okay.
Okay.
Then
And
yeah, tell me.
one for this log errors and all, we
Yeah,
can find out, like you show me,
how
like
to debug.
debug error.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
to
Okay.
in the
Yes. Fine.
suppose if we got the issue in real time environment, how to
Yeah. Okay.
and
Sure. Thank you.
yeah, the map designer, as we already told, we'll use the using map designer, we will create the map. Whatever we write the rules here, we will call it as the WTX mapping rules. For each field, we have to write the mapping rule. At output side, we will do the mapping rules from input type to output type. We will do the mapping. So
Okay.
the output side, the each field should be having mapping rule. Even though there is no mapping rule, we shouldn't leave empty. We have to put none. Suppose there is no mapping rule for output field, output for one of the field, you shouldn't leave the empty. Every field should have the mapping rule. So you should be either none or some mapping rule. It might be simple mapping like one-to-one mapping, or it might be using complex mapping, some mathematical calculation, anything. It might be simple one to complex mapping. We can do the mapping rules. So it's
Okay.
basically very easy graphical environment. You can just drag and drop from input side to output side. Once you
Okay.
completed that map, you have to analyze that map. Is there any error, logical error? there any error, it will throw the maps saying that there are the error. It will show what is the error also. So once completed successfully, you can, I mean, once map is compiled successfully, you can do the testing in your desktop environment. Then the other advantage of this map designer is, suppose generally you will do the map development in the Windows operating system. After that, the target server, production server, or whatever might be the server, it will might be either in any server like Unix, Windows, Sun Solaris, Linux, IBM AX. Different servers are there. So the runtime environment, WTX runtime environment might be in any of the platforms. So once you completed the map development, there will be option to which environment you have to build this map. Okay, you can select that platform like Unix, Windows, Sun Solaris, IBM AX, Jet Linux. So it's nothing. IBM, it will provide the interoperability. So it will support multiple platforms. You can deploy the map to any operating system.
Through integration flow designer, right?
Yes, integration flow designer. Here in the map designer, just you can create the executable map. In the integration flow designer also, there will be option. Using this map designer also, you can compile the map.
Okay.
Executable file, you can create it. But that
Yeah,
has to be tried, right?
for different platforms, right?
Yes, for
Okay.
different platforms.
Okay.
So that is the map designer. It's clear, Sony? Or you have any
Yes.
question?
No. Fine.
So already told, integrate provides a graphical. This is also everything is graphical UI. Using this to combine the collection of maps and to run them as a single unit. Like whatever I told, we can put some combination of maps, saying that one map out, suppose whenever the file comes to some first directory, it will get picked by first map and it will create the output and it will put in next directory. From there the second map will pick the map, I mean it will pick that file and process it. It's like combination of map, we can do that. And as well as we can develop and deploy the map. So using this, thus we'll call it as a collection of, we'll call it as system. Mercator system definition. This is the source code. But when you create the binary file executable file, the extension will be MSL, Mercator System Launcher file. Now system definition, this is source code. Whatever the executable will call create using this integration code designer, will call it as MSL, start Mercator System Launcher file.
Okay.
So then this database interface designer. So in the map, basically this is also UI. Using database interface designer, just will create the MDQ file that is called as Mercator database query. That MDQ file we can use in the two different ways in the map. The one is, as I already told, the map will be having input cards and output cards. At card level, we can use it as a source or data target adapter. Like the
Yeah.
map has to receive the some file from some adapter, right? The adapters, WTX will support multiple adapters. Like it will
Okay.
support the file adapter, database adapter, email adapter, WebSphere application, MQ adapter, WebSphere MQ server adapter. Different adapters it will support. Okay, that means
Okay.
adapter is nothing but from where the which adapter file will come, whether the file will come from file directory or database something. So we can directly use this MD file in the card level. That means we can do the select sharp from something table in the cart level itself, or otherwise you can use under mapping rules. You can and the mapping. So there are two different ways you can use MD file, either at card level or the mapping rule. And also we can create the type list from tables directly. Suppose in the database we have some created some table. So for the to reflect that the table definition, we can directly create the type list as well using database interface design.
Okay.
I'll show all these things practically.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So as a resource history, whatever I told, in the real-time environment, in order to have the different values from server to server, we'll use this resource history variable. As examples where we'll use this backup file, audit files location, something directory names. From it will be get differ from server to server. In that case, this is the some of the examples where you'll use the resource alias names for backup file directories, audit file location directory, trace files, workspace location. This is the
The okay. Is the WTX will get the input from MQs only, or if FTP also it will get?
it can get from any database adapter. Like it can get from FTP file, it can get from email, MQ, anything. But
Okay. Okay.
in most of the real time situations nowadays, apart from WTX, so the I mean most of the products, whatever as per my experience,
Okay.
if they are going to use WTX alone, they will use either MQ or file adapter. Suppose if they are going to use WTX along with this, if they are nowadays most of the clients are using the message broker along with WTX. In that case,
Okay.
message
Uh-huh.
broker or Gentron server, those
Uh-huh.
those are the integration parts. So those will get the data from some other FTP, SFTP file or email, whatever might be. Those message broker or general integration server, those will send the data to WTX. Instead of WTX, will just use they will use it as a one component in the message broker. So the message broker will get the data from adapter. It will send the data to WTX.
Message broker.
WTX
Okay.
won't
So
get
the
directly using adapters nowadays because the MB is having most powerful to interact with different adapters. Like it will
okay.
support X adapters, SAP adapters, even it will
Okay.
support the web applications. So
Okay.
whatever it will support lot of adapters. That's why those they are most of the clients using MB. MB will send the data to WTX.
Okay.
Even WTX will support directly also. It will support file MQ. If the customer don't want any complex adapter, still WTX will also support it.
So these messages will come to directly to the input like input card.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We can get the data directly from itself, and we can create the output in the some output directly, or we can put function. We can get the data.
Yeah, we can put the file to some directory and then WTX will pick up the
Yes,
data, right?
we can.
That way.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So these files, what we are deploying, WTX can understand like which map it should point to that way.
Yes, yes. Using integration flow designer, we will define those settings.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
map has to get trigger from which directory. I'll show that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Fine.
And even we can define some extension saying that only when txt files will come, this map should get trigger. When XML files will come, this map should get trigger. Like that.
Okay. And based on like if suppose if the client has like if they are getting from different places, like you told like bank and also they will get data from some like maybe from one bank, second two three banks. Then for that we have different map,
Yes,
maybe right?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So this is just sample. When you start the WTX, first step is it will ask the workspace. Workspace is nothing but where we'll create one directory where we can put all our projects in this workspace.
Okay.
We can select some directory in our local system so that whatever the projects will create WTX, all those projects will present under workspace. Whenever you start WTX, it will first ask the workspace. Okay,
Okay.
you can have
Okay. Yes.
multiple workspaces.
Okay. Okay.
Just we are selecting the some workspace, then it will show this. Once you selected the workspace, this is the screen it will come. It will be having
Uh-huh.
file, edit, navigate, search, anything, get started some. So this is the, it will be if we see the leftmost top extended navigator, are you able to see the tab extended
Yes.
navigator?
Yes.
So this
Yes. Yes.
will create the projects. And coming
Okay.
down here, it is having outline and composition view. Basically, these are the views: outline and composition view.
Okay.
We'll
So
one map we might have multiple functional map. We'll call functional map. We'll see later what is functional map. It's like again
okay.
function in the .NET. We'll
Okay.
create
Okay.
one function. It will be called multiple times for different data and
Okay.
iterations and looping.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see that all these things. See here, we will create new extended project. We'll see all these things. Project name. So in the extended navigator, now that we have created the project like Nokia. When we create the
Mm-hmm.
project, all these folders it will show automatically like here. But so configuration, if there are any configuration, database files means if there are any MDQ, suppose if you have created any MDQ, it will show here. And DTD means it is basically DTD file. DTD means for
Yeah, it's
schema file.
XML, right?
Yes, correct. So
Okay.
if there are any DTD files in your project and if you place in the Nokia folder, it will automatically separate. It will show under DTD. If there are any mainframe JCL files, it will show here. And
Oh,
map,
JSON is mainframe. Okay.
yeah, and map files
Like,
and map executables. Once you completed the map development, we'll create the executable. Those things it will show in the map executable. Map files is nothing but our source code.
okay.
NER files is basically to integrate with the message broker. And misc is miscellaneous files, any txt files, short dat files, anything.
Okay.
If the resource files means whatever I showed, I told MRN file. If there are using resource history, we will create one file. In real time situations, most of the times, already the file will be already there. Just will use the variable names. That's it. We will not be creating any new from scratch resource files because for server there will be one file, right? You have got it. We find.
Okay.
Just we will going to add the new variable names to that file alone. Then if there are any XSTs, it will show here. System definition files. Using integration flow designer, we will create the MST file. If there are any files, it will show here. If any type is, it will show in the type field. It's basically once when you create one project, it will show here different categories of different categories like map files, type 3 files, JCL, DTD, database, system files. Okay.
Okay. So configuration file is where we keep tell that when this format of the data comes, then it should come to this source file, something.
Pardon, what is your question?
No, configuration file, what it contains, that folder.
Oh, that configuration file now here it will be having MRN file. Using resource history will create one file, right?
Okay, okay, got it. Okay, okay.